So you had said you had a herniated disc, and I know, you've been exercising all along. Kind of did the back pain come back, and did it stick around as you're exercising, or what happened with that?
Um, so as I said, they said your back pain's the least of your worries now. We're all hands on deck for the cancer. So when the cancer treatment was done, I went to see after the cancer surgery. She didn't sew me up properly. Just another kudos to that doctor. So I had a herniation in abdominally. So that had to get fixed when the chemo was done. Then I had to recover from that. And then they said, okay, now we'll address your back. So they sent me finally for that MRI, and it ended up being a herniated disc, bad. And I couldn't get out of the car. I couldn't walk. So finally, I had to go see a spinal surgeon. He was going to do a discectomy, and that was going to fix everything. And I would say that was probably a year and a half after all of this had begun.
Mm.
So from the cancer diagnosis, now we're like a year and a half after that. And I planned the surgery, and I was sitting down. I don't know, I was reading a magazine or something. The surgery was set for the following Tuesday, and a panic just came over me. I'm like, I do not want more anesthesia. I do not want to be incapacitated again. I don't know what to do, but every fiber of my being said, do not have the surgery.
Mm.
And I was adamant to get the surgery because I wasn't able to run. I was like regressing. Like I had been doing all that exercise during chemo, and I had been trying to, continue on with my activity, but it just kept making the disc worse and worse. So I went over to our local gym where I was a member, and I met with the resident trainer, Nick, and he said, give me a month. And if I can't make it better, then, you'll at least know that you tried.
Yeah.
Okay.
And for reference, Nick is he's a trainer, but he's also a physical therapist.
Correct.
Yeah.
And I had gone to physical therapy briefly, but it didn't work. That particular physical therapy just didn't work for some reason. So then I decided the surgery would be the best option. And then I got scared of the surgery, went to see Nick, the trainer / physical therapist. And it helped. I was able to get out of the car. He assured me that someday I would be able to run again. He assured me that he could help, and he did help. And it was hard work. And it was not just, people think I'm going to go to a physical therapist or a trainer, and they're going to fix me. But the fixing is you doing it. They're just giving you the tools, like a teacher.
Yeah.
Like I show my kids a supply and demand graph, but they have to know it. So he would show me the exercises, and then it's my responsibility not only to do it with him, but do my homework. Like 3 times a day, you have to do this. Twice a day, you have to do that. And there are no excuses, because you're not going to fix it unless you do this homework. So I put on my student cap, and I did everything he said, and he fixed it. And I have been, it's not that I never hurt my back again, but when I do, I'm really confident that I can fix it.
Yeah.
So,
and I think one of the biggest things that I think physical therapists forget is how important, well, even physicians, because we talked about how setting expectation wise, even from your oncologist, the expectations kind of maybe they weren't set like they should have been, like from the get-go. And even physical therapists, I think, sometimes forget that most important step is that we're teachers, and we need to be able to teach and guide you through a rehab plan regardless, and kind of
right.
go over pitfalls as they come and go, and ultimately, yeah, you do have to do the work, but also I think there's a role and responsibility from physical therapists to say we need to understand that we need to teach people how to move more, and how it's going to be a process, but if you do the work, you're going to get to where you want to be.
Right. And I know I have friends who, and my parents, poo-poo the physical therapy. And I think sometimes it's because the first time you meet with a physical therapist, they give you these tiny little movements to do. And you're like, what the freak is this? Like, what the
Hmm.
heck? That's not going to do anything. But you can't rehabilitate until you incrementally improve what's wrong. You
Yeah.
can't like just go right in full bore. And I think sometimes people just, it's the culture. Everybody just wants everything right now, but your body does not heal that way or respond that way to nutrition or to physical remedies or whatever. And you really just have to respect the stages your body has to go through to recover.
Yeah.
And
I always
um,
relate it to like weight loss. I feel like if people are always weighing themselves every day, you're going to, and you look, you're going to get mad at yourself because if you weigh yourself every day and you're looking at that number and you're staring at the number and you're like, I have this goal to meet this number and you're not achieving it, you're going to get mad. But if you weigh yourself maybe like once a week versus every day, you may notice, okay, I was better than I was last week. Let's continue on this path. And I think if you do it day by day, it's a terrible representation of the direction that you're going. But rather having a week by week outlook on your progress for whether it be back pain or even if you're trying to lose weight or you're trying to increase your strength. I think your body, like you said, it takes a while for your body to adapt and overcome. It took us a million years to, become humans essentially and evolve. And to this day, it still takes time for our bodies to adapt and evolve. And that I think super important to kind of highlight how sometimes it does take time for your body to recover.
right. And it's frustrating. People are like, I don't know. It's everything's a balance, right? So people are afraid to move. So sometimes when they're injured or they think they're injured, they stop moving. And then that just makes everything worse
Yeah.
because what I've learned through all of my physical therapist friends now, thank you, Michael,
Mm.
is that literally your whole body is connected. And I do a lot of yoga, and it's the same concept. Like literally every part of your body is connected. So if you have, like I do, a herniated disc, which FYI is not herniated anymore. I do have like bad discs because of the chemo, but that herniation is not there. Um, you need to build up what's around it. You need to, just like in a relationship, like a personal relationship or with your kids or whatever, you need to build up what's around it. If there's a weak spot, my husband can't unload the dishwasher to save his soul. So we work around that. So when there's ever a weak link, you have to figure out where are the supporting mechanisms, what abdominal muscles need to be extra strong to hold that in place, or back muscles or psoas or whatever. So um, I know everybody doesn't have the time or the desire to be their own doctor and to know all these things, but like your body is you have it your whole life.
Hmm.
So you really should, people really should um, take the time to learn things for themselves, like to gain knowledge. Like it's the most important thing to be knowledgeable about.